Okay, this is finally something that I've been like trying to do for the longest. Um, this is Vicky, Victoria. Say hi, Gorda. Her name is Victoria Beatriz Espinosa. Oh, look, there goes Lady. um, so today would just be like a little labor and delivery story. Um, let's see. I think I went in the hospital at 10 o'clock at night on November 16th. Yeah, the 16th. I went at 10 at night, and then because I was kind of like feeling contractions, and like they were really small, but I was getting them a lot. And then after that we went, I checked in, and they were like, okay. So they checked my blood pressure, and they were like, okay, your blood pressure's too high, we're gonna keep you for overnight observations. And I was like, okay. So they moved me to a room, and then after that we were in the room, and I waited like, I want to say an hour before I actually got like seen by the doctor and stuff, and they were gonna tell me what was gonna happen. So after that they told me that I was gonna get induced because my blood pressure wasn't going down. And I was like, okay. So they gave me the pill. There's like a pill, bruh. There's a pill that they give you, and it's supposed to like help you contract and stuff. So it did help me. I was contracting. I had more like contractions and all that stuff, so I did get a lot of pain. And then so I was moving different positions because the doctor said that when I would be on my back, they were able to record all of my contractions, but it would hurt more when you're on your back. So I tried turning to my side and then my other side, and it was just like you could tell that they were kind of getting frustrated because I was just moving too much, and they had to keep going in there to check on me and keep moving like the monitor on your belly and stuff. And then after that I felt like I had peed on myself and stuff. So I was just like, oh, okay, let me call the nurse or whatever. So I called her, and I was like, I think my water just broke. And she's like, oh, okay, let's go ahead and call the doctor to confirm. And I was like, okay. So I waited like 20 minutes, 30 minutes for that. Oh, and I delivered at Parkland. I mean, it was okay, but like, I just felt like they were lying to me the whole time, because you'll see why. So then she checks me. She's like, no, your water didn't break. It was just some fluid. And I was just like, okay. So after that, what was it? After that, after my water, they gave me, so you get to have 3 little pills to like stop the contractions, or the pill just makes you a little bit drowsy. It doesn't necessarily like block out the pain, but it does make you really sleepy. So I started getting sleepy and stuff. So I would take it. I tried to take it like a couple hours ahead, or like leave hours in between, because you only get it 3 times, and I wasn't even dilated that much. I was only like 2. So after that I took it, and I fell asleep, and then I woke back up, and my parents and everybody came to visit me. Like that whole part, I was trying to get over the drug. Like I guess it was just like fading away. So I really don't remember much. All I remember was I was throwing up. I was throwing up a lot, and then my family got to see me throw up and stuff. So I kind of didn't want them to go. Like that's why I was ignoring other calls. Like they were calling me, and I was ignoring them. It was just me and her dad there. And so I told him, no, don't answer them. I don't want them here because I don't want them to see me. I was like, she's not even gonna come yet. And he was just like, no, like we have to answer. So he answered them, and then what's it called? He answered, and they're like, we're gonna go see y'all. And we were just like, okay. So they came or whatever, and his parents came, and I was so frustrated because number one, the pain, the medicine was already wearing off, and I was just like, oh, it's getting annoying, you know. Contracting and not being able to do anything about it is annoying. And then second, it was the fact that everybody was there. Like everybody was there. My grandparents, my mom, my sister didn't go because I don't think she was feeling good that day. And then who else went? His parents went, his little sister went, and their baby went. They had just had, well, his mom had just had her baby like a month and a half or 2 months before I had Nikki. And so she was there, and then who else was there? I don't remember. And oh, my cousin was at Methodist having her baby too. So on top of me having my own baby, my cousin was having trouble having her baby too, because he was taking forever. She had already been there all day. I had went in that same night, but she went in that morning. So then after that, I was just so annoyed, and I was throwing up, and then everybody left. And this is already the 17th. This is that day, the 17th, but this is that night that everybody went. Everybody was checking on me, seeing if I was dilated, and my grandma was like, they're probably gonna send you back home. And I was just like, dang, like, I'm going through all this pain for no reason. So I was really thinking I was gonna go home, because they said if this doesn't work, or if this one doesn't work, we're gonna give you like the one through your IV. I don't know if that's what they said, but something like that. And then boom, boom. And then after that, they were like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and I think they wanted everybody out of the room so that way they could check and see. I don't remember anything, honestly. So they checked me, and they were like, no, you're still like at 3.5 centimeters. So I was just like so mad. I was like, whatever. And then everybody left, and my mom was like, okay, well, just call me if anything. And I was just like, okay. And then I took I think I took the second little medicine that like makes you drowsy and stuff. And remember, you can only get it 3 times. That's it. So I had taken the second one, and then I took it, and I had fell asleep. I stayed asleep, and her dad went to the house to go get her diaper bag and stuff, because I was like, they're not gonna let me go home. They already told me that they're not gonna let me leave without the baby. So he was just like, okay. And then he went to go get her stuff. He went to go get some of my stuff so that we could take a shower, because I felt so dirty and stuff. And they were like, okay, well, if you're gonna take a shower, we're gonna have to stop inducing you, because I guess the contractions were like so painful that you can't even walk or anything. So after that, he left, and I had stayed asleep. And then like I woke up, and I was just like, damn, like it felt like I was taking a big poop, like a really big poop. So after that, I had to call the nurse. I was just like, I'm pushing by myself, like I'm not even trying. And she's just like, okay, well, let me call the doctor. And I was like, no, I think I'm ready, like I think this is it, like I think she's gonna come already. And she was like, okay, let me call the doctor. So I was just like, oh my god, okay. And I was thinking like the doctor was gonna take forever, but she didn't. She came really fast, and she checked me, and she was like, okay, mom, I think we're ready for baby. And I was just like, okay, like not too long ago I wasn't even dilated, or my water hadn't even popped or anything. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So Pablo was still not there. He still wasn't there. So I was just like, I was freaking out. I was like, dang, like let me call him. And I was just like, hey, where you at? And he's like, oh, I'm barely leaving the house. And I was just like, okay, well, hurry, because she's coming. And he was like, okay. And then after that, he was like, okay. He went to go get her stuff, and he went to go get her stuff, and he came back, and he had my bag, her bag, and no, wait, scratch that. I called him, told him, hey, I'm already ready to have her, and he was just like, okay. And then I hung up, and then they were like, okay, are you ready to push? And I was like, no, I kind of want to wait. And they're like, we can't wait. You have to start pushing, because she's already starting to come up by herself. And I was just like, okay. So I started pushing, and it only took like 9 minutes to push her out, 8 minutes. And I didn't even get the epidural, because, well, I woke up and I was already pushing. So I didn't get the epidural. I was pushing, and she came out, and I was just like, wow, like that's it. Like I was kind of picturing it to be really dramatic, like when you see on the movies and stuff, they're like screaming and stuff, like it's so painful. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't painful. Yes, it was really painful because I didn't get the epidural, so I felt everything. And then what else? Oh, and then she came out, and then literally like 2 minutes after she came out, Pablo walks in, and he missed everything. Like, I was just like, oh man, like, you know, I kind of wish he was there, you know, for her. But he wasn't. But it's okay because he brought her stuff, and he stayed with me the whole time I was there, really. And then I called my mom, and this is the same day that they all went to go see me. Like, this was like 2 hours after they had left. Yeah, like they went really late, like at 10, 9 o'clock at night to go see me. And I called her and I was like, hey, I just had her, I had the baby. And she's like, are you serious? She's like, wow. She's like, that was so fast. And I was like, I know. And Vicky was born at 12. It had just turned 12, like 12:10, 12:15, I think. So yeah. She was like, oh my god, that was so fast. And I was like, I know. And I was like, and I did it by myself, like I didn't get the epidural. And she's like, what? And I was like, I know. Like I guess like she waited too long, or I think because I was already pushing, like, and it was too late, and I wouldn't been able to stay still. Like, I wasn't even able to stay still, like, laying down. So then they weighed her. She was 6 pounds, 5.9 ounces. She was 21 inches long. And yeah, and that's that day. And then we stayed from the 16th, like really late, so I kind of don't really count the 16th. So we stayed the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th. And then she had jaundice. So I really don't know what jaundice is, but I think it's like when their skin or their eyes have like a little yellow in them. I don't know why it causes that. She had to be under a light and stuff, so she had to be in the nursery. And all while this was going on, I was trying to breastfeed her. So it was just like, oh, I was so tired, like, after having her. And then they eat literally every 2 hours in the hospital, and they want you to feed them every 2 hours, and they ask you to document it because they'll give you like a little slip and stuff that ask you to document how long and how often they're eating and how many Pampers you're changing. So, and the nurses I had, they were okay, like, you know, like, I'm that kind of person that's like kind of goofy about situations, so I try to be friendly with them and stuff, and they were just like, you know, they were kind of like weird, like they were like, I'm here to get shit done, like, not here to be your friend. I was just like, oh, like, okay. But yeah, and I was breastfeeding, and then so they were like, okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and take her. And I was just like, okay. And then they were like, well, you might have to stay another day, so we're gonna go ahead and put your name down for a room, so that way you're staying here with the baby and breastfeeding her. And I was just like, okay. And then that same day, they were like, they brought her in, and my tia Christine, my ama, they went to go see me. And they brought her in, and they're like, they got lucky because they were there to see her. And we got to leave that day. We packed up all our stuff. Like, we had so much stuff. We had my clothes, we had her clothes, we had all the gifts, we had all the stuff to pump and breastfeed, really. And after that, like, it was a lot. Like, and then I got to take her home, and I was just ready to leave because the hospital, they were just like, well, you can't take her home today, you can't take her home today, maybe later. And I was just like, I really want to just go home, like, you have no idea. And I'll post like a little video or a little picture of her when she was born. And but yeah, that is my labor and delivery story, and I'm still breastfeeding. I'll have 5 months breastfeeding already, but I am giving her foods and stuff. I give her sweet potatoes and carrots, but I don't think she liked the carrots as much. And I thought she was constipated today because she wasn't pooping. She hadn't pooped since yesterday until today. So that's that. And I didn't even say my name. My name is Valerie. It's really Valeria, but I say Valerie because, you know, I speak more English and Spanish. But my name is Valeria Mercedes Mendez and Victoria Beatriz Espinosa. And her dad's name is Pablo Alexis Espinosa, so I let him put her name or his last name on the birth certificate. Right now we're not together. Things got a little complicated. You know, stuff happens, but we are on good terms. We are talking. He does see her. You know, we're still like in each other's lives like every day. Like we see, not every day, but we'll see each other most of the time. But it's kind of still like a weak spot for me to talk about. But yeah, and then I'm here at my mom's. I stay with my mom. Yeah, I think she's done eating. Hang on. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. But my next video will be probably tips on breastfeeding, and what I give to eat for my baby, because I don't give her Gerber. I make her food. So far she's only had bananas, mango, sweet potato, carrots, and I'll give her like little tries of my food. Like she really loves ranch. Like she's a ranch lover. Like I love ranch too. Like I have to have ranch with everything, with my fries, my chicken nuggets, my burgers. Sometimes I'll dip my burger in the ranch, and I feel like she's gonna love ranch like I do, which is a good thing because yay for ranch. But yes, that's my labor and delivery story. For me personally, the delivery was, I was kind of disappointed because 1, he wasn't in there with me. 2, because the doctor said I wasn't dilated that much. I was only like 2 centimeters, and then an hour later I'm ready to have the baby. And mind you, my water didn't even pop yet, so it's just like, that's why I felt like they were lying about the whole situation, like the whole thing. Like I was just like, okay. But yeah, that's it. And go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe. Yes. Okay, say bye-bye. Yeah, if you want some tips on breastfeeding and you know what I give her, go ahead and like this, subscribe. Lady, there goes lady. Okay, bye guys. Say bye. Say bye.